Well, hello hyperspace, my name is Davontos and it's time to get hyped because this is some Call of Duty Infinite Warfare gameplay. In this video, I'm actually going to help you guys on how to complete these contracts much faster, so this week's contracts are right here. If we look at the one to the right, it's basically just get 150 kills, and I mean, I can't really help you out with that, just gotta get 150 kills. But the one on the left, I can actually help you guys out and make it a lot easier. So it's basically get 50 kills by either wall running, airborne, sliding, or firing from the hip. Now let's face it, firing from the hip is the easiest out of all of them. And you don't want to use shotguns. You actually want to make a special class using any one of these three weapons, whichever one you prefer, to make this challenge much easier to complete. So here are the classes you would like to use. So, jumping right into it, we're going to be using the VPR submachine gun, the best submachine gun for hipfire. Now, by default, the hipfire on the submachine gun is phenomenal, so that's where we're going to slap on a laser sight for its first attachment, making the hipfire even better, which means you can kind of hipfire people from a really long distance. Just remember, this gun has a lot of recoil, which is why we're going to slap on quick draw and grip. And if you guys don't know, there's a little Easter egg in Infinite Warfare where adding quick draw does reduce the recoil alongside adding grip. And finally, we're going to have extended mags because this thing burns through the ammunition, and, well, it will help out with the hipfire kills. Now, for your perks, you want Ghost, so you can run around unnoticed. You want Scavenger, because it's going to be burning a lot of ammunition. And finally, you want Hardwired, so you won't be affected by the counter UAVs, so you can still find your targets. Now, if you don't have the VPR unlocked, you can use this one right here. This is the Exion Assault Rifle, as I like to call it, the Exion Force! So this assault rifle is the best assault rifle for hipfire, which is why we're going to attach that same laser sight to make it even better. Now, if you don't know, with this assault rifle, it barely has any recoil, and if you attach a laser sight to it, you can kinda snipe people while firing from the hip. The only downside is the fire rate is very slow while hip firing, so it's not ideal for those close quarter situations. We're still going to slap on grip, and we're still going to slap on quick draw so we can control those recoil situations in case you want to get some wall running kills. And we're going to have, what is it called, particle amplifier, so you can have extended stopping power range just to make those hip fire kills a little easier at long range. And finally, the perks are the exact same thing. Now, if you don't have these two guns unlocked because you didn't complete the challenges or you don't have the season pass or whatever, the last suggestion would be right here, the Type 2. Now, the Type 2 can work in both situations, either split it for dual wield so you can have those hipfire kills, or you can combine it as one weapon and get those wall running kills. So the Type 2 is very versatile, and we're going to be kind of running the same attachments. The Type 2 has little to no recoil, so adding grip on it would actually make it ideal for those wall running kills. And I would suggest to focus on the wall running kills and hipfire kills and try to avoid the sliding kills, because getting kills while sliding is very difficult unless you're using the FTL payload or FTL rig with the sliding trait, whatever it's called. But I would suggest just focus on wall running and hipfire, preferably hipfire. And that's basically about it for the first part of the contracts. Now, for the second part, I can't really help you out when it comes down to getting 150 kills. However, I can actually suggest certain playstyles, and that's to play some domination and camp. And the reason I say that is, you already know where the enemies are going to spawn, judging by where the flags are captured. You know, if your teams have flag A and B, guaranteed the enemies are going to spawn by C, so you want to have at least a clear camping view of C, so you can camp there, spawn kill, or get a couple kills here and there. And for the rig, I would suggest using Striker, put your sentry gun, and have the trait that allows the equipment to survive past death. I forgot what it's called. That way you can just, you know, place some random trip mines across the map, and as the enemies are running around trying to cap the flags, you get a couple kill or two. So that's, I would suggest that's the best playstyle to get a lot of kills. FTL is my second most, I mean not FTL, Striker is my second most used rig. First one is Snaptic. But I get quite a lot of kills, especially when it comes down to dropping those random tripwires, because nobody would expect it. Especially in the game like Infinite Warfare, where everybody's running all over the place and it's really fast paced. Just place the tripwires on the ground or through windows, maybe like on top of doorways, so when they come through the door, it still reads them and it still sets off. So that's the suggested playstyle for the 150 kills, and those are your 3 suggested classes for the 50 hipfire kills. And that's basically about it. So if you like this video, punch that like button with a mighty force. You can follow me up on Twitter at DavantosMan. And Friday's video is going to be an Overwatch video, because something special is happening in Overwatch. And there's a lot of news with a lot of buffs, and there's a lot of things that's happening with a brand new level. And as always, I'll see all of you in the next video. Have a nice day!